You're probably losing around $290 a year to hidden bank fees, and if you're 25 and still broke, that might feel like a punch to the gut. I used to think my bank was just a safe place to stash my cash, but I quickly learned that those free checking accounts often come with sneaky fees. I remember one month opening my statement and seeing $40 for a service charge I didn't even know existed. It's crazy how those small costs pile up. My friends in their 20s are shocked to discover they're spending almost $1,000 by the time they hit 30, just on banking fees. In this section, we'll dive deeper into these hidden costs, and I'll share how to analyze your bank statements like a pro. Let's uncover what's really going on with your money. Alright, let's dive into analyzing our bank statements, because this is where the magic happens, or, let's be real, where a lot of the hidden costs lie. A while back, I sat down with my bank statements from the past few months, and what I found completely blew my mind. I was shocked to discover that I was paying $15 every month just for having a basic checking account. That's $180 a year I was throwing away on something I thought was a necessity. On top of that, there were 3 instances of overdraft fees, totaling another $90. Yeah, I know, I was that person who forgot to check my balance before spending. So, I decided to take control and really dig into my spending habits. I started looking for recurring fees, like subscription services I wasn't even using anymore. Ever had that Netflix account you forgot about? Or that gym membership you signed up for in January and never used after February? I found a few of those hidden gems. By adding up these small but pesky fees from my statements, I realized I could save myself at least $300 a year, all just by being proactive and aware of where my money was going. Plus, this process helped me spot my impulse spending habits. Once I had a clear snapshot of my financial habits, it became a lot easier to make those necessary changes. So, the next time you look at your bank statement, don't just glance at the balance, take a moment to dig deeper. Trust me, it's worth it. Now that you're armed with this knowledge, let's talk about some practical tips to cut those bank costs even further. Alright, let's get into some practical tips to cut those pesky banking costs. I remember when I first started tracking my spending, I was shocked to see how much I was shelling out on fees every month. I was 24 and thought I was pretty savvy with my finances, but those $15 overdraft fees added up faster than I realized. So here's what I did. I made a commitment to switch to a bank that offered no monthly maintenance fees and no minimum balance requirements. It sounds simple, but it saved me around $180 a year right off the bat. Next, I took a hard look at my ATM usage. I was heading to those corner store ATMs that charged me $3 every time I withdrew cash. After a bit of research, I found a local credit union that was part of a larger network of ATMs, meaning I could access my cash without those ridiculous fees. By using their ATMs exclusively, I saved another $60 over the year. That's $240 just by changing my bank habits. Plus, I set up alerts on my bank account to notify me whenever my balance fell below a certain threshold, which helped me avoid those overdraft fees entirely. Another tip? I stopped using my debit card for smaller purchases and switched to cash instead. This not only helped me stay within my budget, but also kept my bank account fees low since I wasn't racking up transactions. With these small adjustments, I felt a lot more in control of my finances. It's amazing how much you can save just by being mindful of where your money is going. Now that we've covered cutting costs at the bank, let's dive into what it means to invest in yourself instead. So, once I realized how much I was saving by paying myself instead of the bank, I started thinking about how I could redirect that cash into something meaningful. Picture this: instead of letting those $10 a month fees pile up, I decided to save that money and put it towards a personal development course. It cost me $300, but what I learned helped me land a freelance gig that paid me $1,200. And that's just one example. If you're between 18 and 35, think about what you could do with that extra cash. Investing in yourself can yield incredible returns, whether it's through courses, certifications, or even starting a side hustle. When I was 25, I took a graphic design course for $500. Sure, it felt like a splurge at the time, but within months, I was designing logos for local businesses and making an extra $800 a month. And it's not just about money, there's something empowering about taking control of your learning and your finances. I know it can be tough to see the value in spending money on yourself when you could just be saving or investing. But this is where it gets fun. Think of it as planting seeds for your future. Instead of worrying about how much interest your savings account is earning or how to avoid those pesky bank fees, focus on what skills or experiences could set you apart in the job market or help you grow your passion projects. And hey, this isn't financial advice, but I can tell you from experience that when you invest in yourself, the potential rewards can be life-changing. In the next section, let's talk about how you can take control of your money and make it work for you. So, there you have it. By analyzing my bank statements, I uncovered hidden fees that were draining my budget. I discovered I was wasting up to $300 a year just on account maintenance fees. Then, I implemented some easy tips to cut those costs, like switching to a no-fee account and using cash-back rewards that brought me an extra $200. Finally, instead of feeding my bank, I started investing in myself. I took a $500 course that taught me budgeting skills, which have paid off tenfold. Now it's your turn. I challenge you to review your own bank statements this week. What hidden costs can you find? Share your biggest surprise in the comments below. And if you're ready to learn more about taking control of your financial future, don't forget to subscribe, because next, we're diving into how to invest in yourself and build wealth through personal development. Comment the bill you want audited next.